Hey everybody, welcome back to Table Talk. Caspian's already judging us and we haven't even started yet. Ask him what happened to his eyebrows. That's how you know it's going to be a good one. I don't know, isn't that weird? He's got a little bald spot over his eye. But only from certain angles. Alright, so I've been listening to something a little heavier than usual this week. Surprise. It's a book by C.G. Jung, Carl Jung. It's called The Archetypes and the Collective Unconscious. And I know, Jung on a recovery show, what is this guy doing, right? But stick with me because it landed somewhere real for me and I want to share it with you the way I'd share it with a friend, not lecture you on it. I'm not a psychologist. I'm just a guy at a table with his cat trying to stay honest. So Jung talks about our psychological development, not just as individuals, but as a collective. Like humanity itself is going through something together. And one line really stuck with me. He says there's no lunacy under the domination of an archetype that people won't fall prey to. Psychosis isn't just a private thing happening in someone's head. It's also a social phenomenon. What do you think of them apples, Caspian? Could you imagine psychosis or neurosis as a social phenomenon? Don't look now. You want some more bonkers, bro? Here. Do you like these? They're crunchy on the outside and soft in the middle. Now check this out. He points to Hitler as an example. I know, everybody's sick of hearing about this. But how do you forget about that? Those explosive, dangerous forces hidden in an archetype come into action with consequences nobody could have predicted. And here's the part that got me. He says if you told someone in 1908 that Europe's psychological development was tending towards a revival of medieval persecution, that people would tremble before a salute and follow a symbol into mass death, that man would have been laughed at as a mystic fool. Nobody sees it coming. That's the scary part. It doesn't announce itself. Jung makes this distinction I keep chewing on. The things that come brutally to light in insanity stay hidden in the background in neurosis, but they still influence consciousness. Whether you see them or not, they still influence us. When analysis goes deep enough into the background of conscious life, it finds the same archetypal figures that, in their extreme form, activate the deliriums of psychosis. Meaning, we're not as separate from this stuff as we'd like to think. It's not crazy people versus the rest of us. It's a spectrum. And it's underneath all of us. I've been sitting with a real concern about our collective mental health as a country, honestly, since 2016. And it deepened after January 6th. Because a person unexamined by himself or herself is dangerous. That's not a political statement, folks. That's just true of every one of us, myself included. Now, here's my part of it, the part I can actually own. I was forced into rigorous self-examination in order to survive because of my struggles with addiction and alcoholism. The average person isn't going to dream of doing a searching and fearless moral inventory of themselves unless they have to. Sadly, I didn't choose that work because I was enlightened. I chose it because not doing it meant ruin. And that's what I see people doing instead constantly. Taking other people's inventory. It's so much easier to catalog what's wrong with everybody else than to sit down and look at ourselves. That's why I stick with people on the same path as me. Not because I've got it all figured out, but because I just wish there were more of us doing this type of work. Caspian, you don't have this problem, do you, buddy? You just take naps and judge me. Must be nice, huh? If somebody in power said, go beat up your neighbor, Would we? That's the question underneath all of this. And I don't think the honest answer is comfortable for any of us. That's exactly what Jung is pointing at. These archetypal forces don't ask permission. They just need enough people who haven't looked inward, and the door's open. So for me, the antidote isn't outrage at everybody else's inventory. It's continuing my own, staying with people who are doing theirs too. That's the only thing I actually have control over. So just for today, take your own inventory before you take anyone else's. Look inward before you look outward. That's the whole practice. That's the whole path. Caspian, say goodbye. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Take care of yourselves.